Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with my guy, Lonnie B. It's been a minute since we cooked something up. How's everything been going, man?
Man, everything been going good. Just getting over this little flu I had. I was down for like a week and a half. Hopefully, I'll be back. I feel a little better. Still feel a little weak, but I'm gonna start training tomorrow. See how I feel. And I'll be having my new date soon for my fight against Luis Rose. And we have a new date soon. And this year, this summer, I'm getting back in there. I'm taking names, and I'm retiring. I'm retiring fighters. You know what I mean? I'm back to doing that.
You know, I know that a lot of people is going to be thinking like, hey, based off, the stories that you put out and a lot of
Yeah,
people who kind of got into boxing recently, they don't
yeah,
really know like your background. And so a lot of the stuff has been revisiting, but now,
yeah,
um, you're back in the ring. It's been some
yeah,
time removed. So I know that some fight fans are going to be like, at your point of your career and your age and things like that, like why continue?
yeah.
How are we going to take the Lonnie B, comeback, serious when, they might look at it as a guy that's been out the ring for a very long time with some of the politics and things that didn't go in his favor.
Yeah, well. Answer that question is, my whole career they always looked at me like I've always been overlooked, no matter who I beat or what I did. You know what I'm saying? So like the negativity is something I'm used to because it's been like that since I went pro. Oh, he's too small, or he's this, he that, and I go out there and prove him wrong, and everybody's sitting there with their thumb in their butt, like, oh, like you know what I'm saying. So this ain't nothing for me. Um, as far as my age go, I'm blessed. I ain't been having all that wear and tear and all them fights. I have 5 years to rest my body, and I ain't gonna say no names, but my sparring partners don't even stand a chance. I gotta tone it down just for them to keep up with me, and they younger than me, way younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like guys can't even keep up with the workouts I do. You know what I'm saying? So um, I just feel like I'm setting a new tone in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting a new level of greatness. Cause when I win in spectacular fashion at my age, they gonna be like, yo, how this kid able to still man, he look like he got better. Like he got better with age. You know what I'm saying? That age stuff is completely bull crap. You know what I'm saying? It only plays a part when you discipline and you live in the life of I can tell by what you believe about yourself by the life you live. Like most world champions say they're world champions, but don't live like world champions. How many world champions we've just seen drunk doing interviews and you know what I'm saying? Like you a world champion. You the best in the world. How you living so low? You know what I'm saying? Me, I never had a drink in my life. I never did drugs. None of that. I never really took a lot of punishment in my career. If you look at my losses, I've never really been beat. Kovalev, the only one I really can that decisively beat me. But all my other losses is split decisions against real guys, against real guys. You know what I'm saying? In a weight class I'm too small for. You know what I'm saying? In boxing they say you only as good as your last fight. Well, my last fight, people. It's funny how when people lose to me, how they just fade off the earth. Like it's funny how some people can beat them and blow up, and then when I beat them, they just fade away. Like, oh, well, he wasn't that good. No, that's not the case. I'm just that good. It's just that the politics don't want to believe it. They just don't want to believe this kid is really that good. And like I said, in boxing today, success is given, is not earned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the politics. I'm not the one that they wanted to give the success to. You know what I'm saying? But I earned the success. They don't want to give me the recognition, but after this, they about to have to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm um I'm just ready for war, man. I'm in tip top shape, and they better get ready, man, because I'm all gas, no brakes. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't want to talk too much. I just want people to watch the fight, tune in, and they gonna see what I'm talking about. They gonna see. And the thing is, I'm a realist, right? If I couldn't do it no more and I'm struggling and this and that, and I would hang them up. But I feel like I got so much left. Like I've been sparring world champions. I got to tone it down for some of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see. I ain't gonna say no names, but when the new date come and the fight come, they gonna see. They gonna see. They gonna see. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't really get into what people say and what people think. I just like to go out there. I just like to go out there and show people. Like when I fought Luz Katagi, first they told me I'm too old to be moving down in weight. You're 34 years old. You gonna get hurt. And da 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 da. You fight Luz Katagi. Da 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 da. And what happened? I made weight and I dominated the fight. Mind you, with an injury, with one sparring session, and on a 3 week notice. So they can front all they want. Show me one world champion that's doing that. Just one world champion. One, just one. These guys get 8 to 10 weeks to train, training expense money, people, a whole bunch of people on their team doing all that. 3 weeks and beat one of the guys that the politics said was the boogeyman in the division. Not me. The politics said it. And then when I beat him, I get shelved. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to talk about the past. We're gonna talk about the future, and the future looking bright, and I'm coming full force.
You feel that mentioning like the politics and things like that, the Dana White TKO can, because I know there's a lot of people that's indifferent. I can be one of those people and put my hands up like I'm indifferent because I don't know, right?
Yeah,
And so I'm skeptical because it seems like no matter what, boxing's like that woman that that you try to tame or on the other side, right? Maybe if
right.
a woman's
No,
watching
you
a
said it right.
guy, they're trying to tame this guy, right? A little wild, loose can, and as much as you can, you treat it right and you do all these type of things. I'm gonna bring into the best environments and best house, and they just go on and find a way to just screw it up. Like, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like, like leave that one for the streets. Like boxing's for
Yeah,
the streets. So
yeah, for
do you
real.
feel like it can be saved in a way where boxing fans feel like it's kind of like an organized sport in a way where the fights get made, the fighters get paid, in a way that makes sense. Fights are scheduled consistently where fighters feel active, and the best fight the best and certain things. Because I know even UFC, they're not really the only organization in MMA. They're probably the most popular one, but
Yeah,
they have one championship and all that stuff. So it's kind of like boxing too, but
yeah.
people view that as the premier. So can TKO and Dana White create like the premier promotion where it's undeniable the one that everyone says is the A League?
Um, in my personal opinion, yeah. Because here's my thing: like Turkish Sheik is paying fighters. He's being fair. He's being fair with the money. You know what I'm saying? And I think that can work. You know what I'm saying? With the best fighting the best, I think we get legendary fights like we used to get. Cause like all Turkish Sheik cards has been dope. I've watched every last one of them from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? All his fights, he throw 50-50 fights. He throw 50-50 fights. He's showing, listen, if you really like that, let's see. You're gonna get the money. So what's the excuse? You know what I'm saying? And then with Dana White, it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky. I don't think do you think Turkish Sheik would need Dana White?
Well, I mean, he is not necessarily needing. I mean, it's official. Like they're partnered up, so it's like they're obviously some
Well,
sort of
well,
uh
I think it's gonna be. I think Turkish Sheik gonna handle the boxing, and Dana White gonna handle the UFC. I think they're gonna team up and do something where it's like it's gonna be a card, and they might have a UFC event, a boxing event, and you know what I'm saying, like on the same card. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not sure, but I think it can work. I really think it can work. I really think it can work. You know what I'm saying? But I think it'd be more opportunities for more fighters, like fighters that people really don't hear about that they think is nothing can get an opportunity and become a superstar overnight. I think that's possible. Because like we all know the boxing over here with the promoters, if they know a guy is dangerous, they know a guy can fight, they keep him away from the big fights. As you know, and that's unfair. That's unfair. You know what I'm saying? That's unfair. Like it's like because like that's why I said success is given in boxing, it's not earned. So since you chose to give it to somebody, you gonna take food off my table because the guy you chose is not as good as you saying he is. So now the other person got to, and that's not business. That's just that's not business to me. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like you trying to promote a lie. You know what I'm saying? So I think with the Turkish Sheik coming in, and then I think that can change. I think that can change. You know what I'm saying? And we can get real fights. We can get real fights with because I think fans want to see a real fight. That's why I think boxing is dying because these fights, some of these fights, you're just like you sitting there and you just like, are you serious? People are crucifying Edgar Berlanga for the fight he just fought. Like, and I understand, I see why. It's like, yo, come on, dog. You just fought Canelo. You just fought Canelo. You just fought Canelo. You mean to tell me you can't fight somebody like Caleb, even the kid Trevor McCumbee or Pachenko? You go down to the prospect stage.
Well, let me interject because this kind of bleeds into my next segment that I guess the questions I want to ask, right? So, Edgar just fought Canelo, right? And I know that it's kind of in the gray area about like what his situation was, right? So I don't know if you've been keeping track, but like Eddie and Edgar kind of went back and forth a little bit on kind of like the last fight on their contract. So Edgar's obviously like a free agent at this point after that fight.
Yeah.
And it sounded like from the stories that they both told was that they were working on trying to make like a main event somewhere in Puerto Rico, right?
Oh
Probably
yeah, I heard about that.
Like a Gabe Rosado or someone like kind of a name where you see two names and you're like, all right, I'm familiar with both versus like kind of this situation. So I understand that Eddie was mentioning something like by contract, it was put in by a team that by all means, at least an undercard fight, right? Which probably is like a tune-up fight for some money if you coming off the Canelo loss, right? If let's say
Hmm.
you lost the Canelo, some fighters go back to fight. Some fighters might need, like a tune-up. But um, he's obviously a free agent now. They kind of went through that mess. I don't know if it's his fault or it's Eddie's fault, but where does Edgar go from now? Because I think we both understand like it was a tune-up fight,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, but okay, now he gotta. Now, I mean, cool, too cool, but now it's time to get back to what the fans want to see. Him and Caleb.
Well, I got a smirk on my face because you're a person who sparred Edgar and you're a
Yeah,
person who sparred Caleb.
yeah,
So, you can talk about both sides of the coin.
yeah.
What do you think at this point in what you've seen after Caleb fought Trevor McCumbee and after Edgar fought Canelo and I don't even know the dude's name that he just fought, but the
Yeah.
fight he knocked out
Ortiz or
Edward.
something like that.
I don't even know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Um, Caleb. I think Caleb's been more battle tested. You know what I'm saying? I think he's been more battle tested than Berlanga. Um, Caleb actually earned a fight with Canelo and beat Nuzkategi and becoming the IBF super middleweight champ of the world. He actually earned a fight with Canelo. He actually beat one of the toughest guys in the division. Um, I think, I think, I think Caleb destroys him.
Ooh, is that the headline? Caleb Plant destroys Edgar Berlanga. Why do you feel that way?
I just don't feel like Berlanga can keep up with the boxing skills of Caleb. You know what I'm saying? Caleb and Berlanga is not an aggressive kid. Like he don't get aggressive. Like he don't get aggressive. He's not a good box. He don't box. I'm not gonna say he's not. He don't box. You know the way his style of fighting. I think he's a little too slow for Caleb. A little too flat footed. You know, I think Caleb. I think it should be that fight should be like Mayweather Gotti. I'm picturing something
Oh
like that.
my God. It's that bad, right?
And yeah,
Jeez.
I'm picturing something like that. You know, Caleb boxing skill, I think is a little too much. And I think Caleb should stop him. He should stop him. Like, you know, Caleb is with the Trevor McCumbee fight, we saw how he made adjustments and started now he's starting to get more aggressive, fighting on the inside
Mhm.
and keeping his defense tight and inflicting punishment on guys. So he do that. He should stop Berlanga. I don't see it going past 7 or 8 rounds.
Right. So I'm gonna have to dissect this, like to get
Yeah, go ahead.
my pen and paper. So, there's gonna be people that's gonna be like, yo, Lonnie, you know, Canelo wasn't able to stop Edgar.
Berlanga, but can Canelo stop
Can
Caleb?
Caleb, because people view Caleb, which every fight's different, right? We've seen
Yeah.
guys, they say this guy's not a power puncher, and then he does something. And triangle theories don't work like
But that's easy. I got easy answer for that. Caleb really tried to win, and Berlanga didn't. Berlanga just fought not to get knocked out. That's easy to answer. That don't mean nothing. Oh, because he not just getting knocked. Yes, because Caleb really tried to win. Caleb exerted more energy trying to win, and he was winning. Because that Canelo is. Canelo. Anybody can caught with a good shot. But Berlanga didn't throw nowhere near as many punches as Caleb did. He just fought not to get knocked out, just to say I went the distance with Canelo. That's it. That it's hard. People who don't box will understand this. It's hard to knock somebody out that won't participate with you. People who keep a tight guard and just move and throw two punches around and just satisfied with going the distance. But to show you if he would have fought more, he would have got stopped. He got dropped in the first round. And after that, he kept it real safe. He kept it real, real safe. A jab here, not getting too crazy, staying on the ropes, just covering up. He fought not to get knocked out. So, I mean, he did a good job of that. That's what you want to call it. Everybody saying, "Oh, he went the distance." That's how boxing is failing. Back in the day, when you lost to the man, you lost to the man. You ain't hear people getting praised for losing to the man. People praising him for for losing. Like, are you serious? Like, come on, y'all, stop. Come on, stop. Boxing, yeah, we need to make boxing great again. Like Caleb tried to win, so that's why he got clipped. Anybody trying to win, of course, you gonna put out more activity when you're trying to win. He ran out of gas, and he got caught. It happens. But
Well, so I guess because everything you're saying, like I understand, and
yeah,
I guess my question then is from that, it's like, well, then how come? Well, you kind of mentioned it, right? Like Edgar fought in a way to survive in your eyes, right? So it's
yes,
like, how is Caleb? And I know styles make fights. Like, how is
right.
Caleb going to be able to, I guess, stop Edgar in a sense? Let's say
I,
Edgar gets dropped and he goes in survival mode. Do you
uh
feel like Caleb's style will allow him to be able to catch him, or even then? Um,
I can answer that easy.
mhm,
Caleb is bigger than Canelo.
mhm.
Caleb is bigger than Canelo. And it looked like he got better. Like he's been working in the gym on being on the inside more. He's physically, he's physically stronger than Canelo from, from what I'm looking at, and when I say that from the Trevor McCumbee fight, I'm not saying from the Canelo fight for all the people in the comments that's going to be cursing me out. From the Trevor McCumbee fight, it seemed like he got better. He made the adjustment that I gotta get more rough and aggressive. And he been working on that. You know what I'm saying? And you saw when he started pressing Trevor McCumbee, and Trevor McCumbee was just on the ropes too in survival mode, and Caleb got him out of there.
Yeah,
I think it's
and for Caleb's credit, right after that, I mean, every time a fighter fights a fighter, they get better, as long as it's
right,
not. And he looked, in my personal opinion, he looked good early on against David Benavidez, and so
right,
essentially he got better from the Canelo fight, and so I agree
and
with you.
and he didn't get stopped. So I think and Caleb got a lot of tricky shots. You know what I'm saying? And keep it real. Canelo was more on the downside now. You know what I'm saying?
I was
Like,
going to ask that, did Caleb fight the better version of Canelo? And in that
right.
sense, it's
You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo's more on the downside. You know what I'm saying? So for people praising Berlanga for going the distance with a Canelo that's You know, and Canelo's still good. I'm not, just because he's on the downside doesn't mean he's not still good. You get what I'm saying?
No, of course. Instead of like if he was like ranked number 4 or 3 on pound for pound, maybe he's like 7 or 8 now on
Right.
pound for pound. I know what you mean.
You get exactly what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, but Caleb is a lot bigger, a lot, a lot more variety of punches. You know what I'm saying? Different style, gonna be using his jab more, punching to the body harder, cutting the ring off better. You know what I'm saying? So I think Caleb stops him.
All right, so now let me ask because, Edgar's known as the guy that knocks everybody out in one round, right? He's like the
He is.
prolific. Well, I'm just how he was advertised, So let me ask, he's the prolific marketed guy that he punches harder. He's big, he weighs, fight night he can get. He's the power puncher, right? Like he's the guy that they're saying that he got bricks in his hands, right? Who punches harder between Edgar and Caleb when you sparred? Was it Caleb or was it Edgar?
Caleb hands down. And wait, I just want to like they say. See, that's what I mean. I say boxing. They give you stuff that you quite don't deserve. If you look at his opponents, with when they mentioned the Canelo fight, people are like he don't deserve no Canelo fight. But then they say, oh man, he got these bricks in his glove. Well, who is he fighting? Y'all just said he don't deserve a Canelo fight. So basically, what they're saying is he been knocking out a whole bunch of bums. Let's see him in there with somebody that's worth something to see if he knocked them out in the first round. If he punched so hard, how come he couldn't keep Canelo off of him? If he got all these bricks in his glove.
So what would you
Listen,
rate?
listen, listen, I'm gonna keep it real.
Okay.
Berlanga is, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who get mad. Berlanga's good enough to knock out a bum. And I'm just gonna keep it real. Like, and listen, I'm not saying he's not good enough that he don't have enough power to knock out a good fighter. I'm not saying that. I just haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it. Like,
Does he? But well, I guess what I'm saying is like, does he punch? Like, let's say like rating wise, right? What would you rate like Caleb's punching power on a Richter scale? All right, like Caleb's here and Edgar's here. Because
well. When me and Berlanga sparred, he never really touched me clean. Like, he never really hit me clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got skills. I've been there with. It's real. It's for real on this end. You know what I'm saying? So when I got in there with him, I just, it's like it was like I seen like I this is I seen this before. You know what I'm saying? So it was he never really cut me clean, but and I'll tell you a story, and I'll say this on camera. I don't care. One day I was sparring with Caleb, and he caught me with a good shot and wobbled me, but he ain't know because like I've been I've been in there with big punchers, like you know what I'm saying, like he kind
we
of.
know the Arthur. We
Yeah,
know.
like but just even Kovalev and collegiate
Oh
hot rod,
shit, bars. Yeah, no, yeah,
like I've been there with guys that really can crack. So
facts.
I kind of like was sleeping on Caleb, like he boom. I was like whoa, whoa. This was like right after he won the title. I said, let me keep my hands up. Let me keep my woo. That was a nice shot. Like you know what I'm saying. So like Caleb got don't sleep. Caleb catch you clean. Listen, he just stopped Trevor McCumbee. Trevor McCumbee is a big boy.
Yeah,
He's a big dude.
yeah. He was bigged up by Top Rank and multiple national champion, right?
Right. Like
And
Trevor McCumbee ain't no bum. And Caleb stopped him. Like I think we need to put a little more respect on Caleb's punching power. You know what I'm saying? Like you go in there thinking Caleb can't crack. He slipped something in there. Boom, boom, boom. How you find yourself on the ground. Like, you know what I'm saying? Caleb got respectable punching power.
do you
You know?
obviously when it comes to power, give it to Caleb, but everything else too, like speed,
Oh yeah,
IQ, footwork.
everything else. Like but Berlanga,
Okay, how about this? What would you, if there is an asset, because it seems clear as day that you feel Floyd and Gotti, right? Anytime I hear Floyd and Gotti or Crawford Spence,
yeah.
Crawford Spence might be the new age Floyd Gotti, but
Yeah, right.
anytime I hear that, like Floyd Gotti, right? It's like masterclass. That's a fight that every fighter dreams of having on that prime time.
Right.
So, is there anything that Edgar has in his bag that, like, if you can give the benefit of the doubt after, like seeing him up close, being in the ring, is there anything that you can just Edgar can win simply off this, or I can give him this, or because
Well, yes, like you can never sleep on no fighter. Of course, he got a anybody can land a punch and knock you out. So
but is that the part of the interview where we're at? Like any fighter is a fight. Like, are we gonna get the
yeah,
vanilla
like
answer?
like I'm giving Berlanga the chance that he can land a home. He can throw a wild shot and end up catching Caleb and knocking Caleb cold out. That's possible for any fight. So you can never rule that out. So that's the chance I give him. Like of him being a fighter. Because I respect him. He's a fighter. I respect him. I respect anybody that get in that ring. Because getting in that ring ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Whether you fighting a bum, well, I can say a bum because I'm a fighter. Whether you fighting a bum or one of the best guys in the division, anybody can throw a close their eyes, throw a shot, catch you on the chin, and put you out cold. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take everybody serious. So yeah, I give him that chance as a fighter. But if I'm going off skills, it's like to me, it's night and day. I think Caleb destroys him.
Not so it's just pretty much the I need to come up with a term with it. It's almost like it's the fighter code, like the template, right? Like if you don't have
Right.
anything specific, well, he's a fighter. You give anyone a chance, like so that's where he's at.
Yeah,
Edgar's
but like,
chance
like like I said, if
was
I'm
pure.
going off skills, competition, performances, I mean, you serious?
I think you said everything that needs to be said about your opinion.